ஒரு நாளைக்கு இந்த இன்ப தமிழொலி ஈழத்தமிழனுக்கு சொந்தமான அவனுடைய சொந்த மண்ணில இருந்து கேட்கும். அதை நான் நம்புறேன்.
அன்பு தமிழ் நெஞ்சங்களே, உங்கள் அனைவருக்கும் அன்பான வணக்கம். இன்றைய சந்திப்பரங்கத்தில் நாம் சந்திக்கவிருப்பவர் ஒரு திரைப்பட இயக்குனர், 35க்கு மேற்பட்ட விருதுகளை வென்றவர், நீண்ட காலமாக திரைப்பட துறையில் இருப்பவர் என்பதற்கு மேலாக பிரபல திரைப்பட தென்னிந்திய திரைப்பட இயக்குனர் மணிரத்னம் அவர்களின் மெட்ராஸ் டாக்கீஸ் என்ற நிறுவனத்தினரால் வெளியிடப்படுகின்ற திரைப்படமாக அவருடைய பாரடைஸ் திரைப்படம் ஆகஸ்ட் மாதம் 31ஆம் தேதி சிட்னியில் காண்பிக்கப்படுகிறது. பிரசன்ன வித்தானகே அவர்களை நாம் இப்பொழுது சந்திக்கிறோம். வணக்கம் பிரசன்ன.
வணக்கம்.
முதலில் உங்களை பற்றிய ஒரு அறிமுகத்தை எங்களோடு பகிர்ந்து கொள்ளுங்கள். திரைப்படத்துறைக்குள் நீங்கள் எப்பொழுது வந்தீர்கள், இப்பொழுது நீங்கள் சாதித்திருக்கின்ற சாதனைகள் போன்றவற்றை ஒரு அறிமுகமாக சொல்லுங்களேன்.
Sure. First of all, thank you for this invitation. I am glad to connect with the Tamil diaspora all over the world. And for this film, it's special. And because I have spent most of my life under a civil war which erupted in Sri Lanka, and that has affected me a lot. So I have made 3 films about the civil war, or the impact of the civil war on the Sri Lankan common man. So the first one was Death on a Full Moon Day, and it was banned by the government on the grounds that it will discourage youth joining the army. But the Supreme Court of Sri Lanka gave a ruling and the film was released. Then August Sun, Iramadiam, about, it's a multi-story about the impact of the war again. And after that, I did With You Without You. In Tamil title is Piraga. It's about the aftermath of the war and the effects of the war. So this has been a kind of a predominant, theme on my all films. And I'm happy that I have done a lot of workshops in Jaffna and the east part of Sri Lanka for the Tamil youth. And I have encouraged them because it's very hard for Tamil young filmmakers. The reasons. So that's I have been doing, in the past 20 years. And this film, Paradise, is very important because very rarely the Sri Lankan Malagai Tamil or the upcountry Tamils have been portrayed in cinema in a right way or realistically, their issues and all that. So it's the background of the film, and I'm happy to raise the issues behalf of upcountry Tamilians in Sri Lanka.
நீங்கள் தமிழர்களோடு, அதுவும் குறிப்பாக இந்த இனக்கலவரங்கள் சம்பந்தமாகவும் அதனுடைய தாக்கங்கள் சம்பந்தமாகவும் திரைப்படங்களை எடுத்ததாக குறிப்பிடுகிறீர்கள். இந்த இனக்கலவரம் என்பதும் தமிழ் சிங்கள மக்களுக்கிடையே இந்த புரிந்துணர்வு எந்த அளவுக்கு இருக்கிறது என்று ஒரு திரைப்பட இயக்குனராக நீங்கள் குறிப்பிடுங்களேன்.
After the independence, Sri Lanka has been polarized on ethnic lines. And unfortunately, we have been the victims. Victims means the common people of Sri Lanka, they have been the victims because of the politicians. Because, they have not been able to devolve power amicably with the minorities in Sri Lanka, whether they are Tamils or Muslims. I have riots, 83 riots, the carnage of it, the violence of it. But as a human being, we couldn't do anything. Do anything means we felt hurt, and I felt guilty also. As a Sinhalese, I felt guilty. So that's made me to speak up about the issues. How the humanity and the truth is suffering because of this ongoing, the communal strife. And when you mention about Piraga, I think no nation cannot move ahead without, looking back, without understanding the truth. But unfortunately, again, Sri Lankans would like to, I feel, push all the dirt under the rug and move without resolving the issues of issues means issues of reconciliation. So that's the page that we are passing now. Impossibility of reconciliation is, it has, because of that, people of Sri Lanka are suffering, the economy has suffered, and people, all the communities have become victims because of that. So those are the issues that I feel very passionate about. And as a human being and as an artist, I believe that artist's job or his task is to question, and to question the things that normally the newspaper or the other media does not, or the behalf of the people who doesn't have any voice.
திரைப்படத்துறை என்பது மிக சக்தி வாய்ந்த ஒரு ஊடகமாக இருக்கிறது. அப்படியான ஒரு ஊடகமாக உள்ள இந்த திரைத்துறை மூலம் இந்த இனங்களுக்கிடையேயான முறுகல் அல்லது ஏற்பட்ட விளைவுகள், அனர்த்தங்கள், இதற்கான ஒரு தீர்வு தேவை என்பதை சிங்கள மக்களுக்கும் பெரும்பான்மை இனத்தவருக்கும் புரிய வைப்பதற்காக இந்த திரைத்துறையை நீங்கள் பயன்படுத்துகிறீர்களா என்று கேட்டால்,
the Sinhala nationalism, promise of secure state, strong state, and nationalistic rhetoric of the politicians has led Sri Lanka and its people to disaster. That's why, 2022, we became a bankrupt country. Our economy was bankrupt. And so where are those politicians who led the people on promise of national security and nationalism? Because I believe nationalism always, it leads to polarize the people on ethnic lines and religious lines. But the strongness in Sri Lanka, it lies on our diversity. And I believe we have to accept the diversity, and we have to treat each other equally. But the Sri Lankan media, the major media in the south, and the politicians, what they have been doing for last, let's say 70 years, because for the electoral gains, for the elections, they have been using this rhetoric. But people, even without my films, forget about my films, they have understood the disaster of it. So what I have been doing is I have been making those films to clear my consciousness. Because I feel that if I don't say this, whatever the outcome means, maybe some people will not like it. When I say that we should see each other's point of view, we cannot force as a majority to any minority. Whether it's maybe, let's say about, take for example marriage. If I force on my wife certain things and certain ideas, there won't be proper marriage. It won't be a unison. So when it's come to the racial issues also, I believe that we have to at least appreciate each other's culture, each other's our vividness. So what I have shown in my films is how the real Sri Lanka, that the people of or the politicians of South are not accept. I mean, they are not accept the real Sri Lanka. They don't accept to make real Sri Lanka come out from the media and all that. It's a society, multilingual society. It's, I mean, they have been, I mean, all they have been, we have been hurting each other. That's enough. We have, I mean, so if I ask you, and already you have asked me, I should say it in one line. I value human touch between Tamilians, I mean, Tamil speaking people and Sinhalese people, but on equal grounds.
அதான் நீங்கள் உங்களுடைய அந்த கருத்தை சொல்லுகிற பொழுது குறிப்பிட்டீர்கள், சிலருக்கு என்னுடைய திரைப்படங்கள் நான் சொல்ல வருகிற விடயம் பிடிக்காது என்று சொன்னீர்கள். ஆனால் இப்பொழுது இந்த அறகலைய நடைபெற்றது ஒரு அரசை முற்றும் முழுதாக சிங்கள மக்களின் வாக்குகளால் தேர்வு செய்யப்பட்ட கோத்தபாய ராஜபக்ஷவை அதே சிங்கள மக்கள் அவரை அந்த பதவியிலிருந்து விலக்கியிருந்தார்கள். அது ஒரு மாற்றத்தை, உங்களை போன்ற இந்த சிந்தனாவாதத்தை அல்லது சிந்தனையை சிங்கள மக்கள் மத்தியிலே உருவாக்கி இருக்கிறது என்று நீங்கள் நினைக்கிறீர்களா?
The first question, so you asked me who are the people who doesn't like my movies. So I can give a very factual facts. The Death on a Full Moon Day was banned, so you can understand who didn't like it, because it was banned by the minister, who was in charge of film industry. Then August Sun was somehow released, but With You Without You or the Piraga was, they asked me a lot of cuts, but I didn't agree. Then with the government change in 2015, with the new censor board, it was cleared. So you can understand people who are in power, people who are in power, and maybe some even people who have been misled by the politicians. So it connects with my answer to your question. You ask about the Aragale, so what happened? You name the Rajapakshas. Yes, Rajapaksa, the family from the days of Mahinda Rajapaksa, they demarcated people on ethnic lines and make Sinhalese, think you have an issue because of the other person. Who's the other person? Other person may be a Tamilian, other person may be a Muslim. You are having an issue because of them. Okay, so we call it a demarcation of people and dividing people and ruling. This is what British Raj also did. Okay, so same tactics followed. Then what happened? What happened was, with the crisis, the economic crisis, people, as I said earlier, found that these politicians are like Rip and Winkle, who led these innocent children to death. So now, so the Sri Lankans, understood the fallacy, the myth of so-called Sinhalese nationalism, the heaven of the promise, promised land of national security is a false hope. So it was a big kind of a blow. And still in Sri Lanka, though there's economic stability to a certain amount, but the people are suffering with a lot of taxes. And people, when you go to the market, you don't feel that though the inflation rate has come out to a single digit, people don't feel it when they spend, whether they are Tamilians or Sinhalese. So the Sinhalese people, for them, it was a big jolt. So the Aragale has actually, was it's not a planned one. It was an organic one. It was disorganized, yes, but it was organic. And it had, so the economic situations, the misery, the economic catastrophe has made Sinhalese in the south, understand better about the issues of Tamilian also. And so that was a good thing. So I would like to end answer by saying Rajapaksa's rule dividing Sinhalese and Tamils. But all these tactics led, actually people to unite to chase away Rajapaksas.
இந்த இடத்தில் நாங்கள் திரைப்படத்தை பற்றி பேசுவதற்கு முன்னர் இன்னும் ஒரு சில விடயங்கள். இப்பொழுது ஜனாதிபதி தேர்தல் நடைபெறப் போகிறது. இந்த ஜனாதிபதி தேர்தலில் ஒரு மாற்றம் வேண்டும் என்கின்ற ஒரு நிலைப்பாட்டோடு என்பிபி கட்சி இப்பொழுது தேர்தலிலே போட்டியிடுகிறது. மக்கள் ஆதரவும் அதிகமாக இருப்பது போன்று புள்ளி விவரங்கள் காட்டுகின்றன. இந்த மாற்றம் ஒன்றை ஏற்படுத்தக்கூடிய நிலையில் சிங்கள மக்கள் இருக்கிறார்களா?
I have a different opinion. NPP mainly it's a JVP. So JVP supported the war. And JVP, even during the war, actually they said, attack with, in Sinhala it's called Baravi, with heavy arms. Okay, so you know that how Tamilians suffered. Being the Tamil station, and because I know that the Tamil people will be listening to this program, I am saying, don't trust any Sinhala politicians. At least they should say, who actually openly says, we are ready to, at least to work on 13th Amendment. At least we are going to accept it. No one is saying. And, there were so many promises like 13 plus and all that. So no one, when it comes to the real issues, the real devolution, all of these politicians are mum because thinking that they will lose in South. But if you are really, idealistic in your politics, if you are really, if you have really concern about Tamilian people, rather than getting their vote for you to gain power, they should say to the Tamil people what they are going to deliver for the Tamil people. And have they say sorry to Tamil people for propagating and supporting a bloody war against Tamils.
தமிழர்கள் இந்த தேர்தல் சம்பந்தமாக எப்படியான முடிவை எடுக்க வேண்டும்? ஒரு சிங்களவராக, தென்னிலங்கையை சார்ந்தவராக, மனித உரிமைகளுக்காக குரல் கொடுப்பவராக, அவற்றையே உங்களுடைய திரைப்படங்களில் காண்பிப்பவராக நீங்கள் என்ன சொல்லுவீர்கள்?
So I have supporting, Tamils to live in Sri Lanka as dignified citizen, nothing more. Dignified citizens, okay, in Sri Lanka. I have been supporting, and I have taken how southern politicians have taken away their dignity. So that I have been living with it. So I cannot say to the Tamil channel or Tamil people to trust those words. Sorry to say that, because to trust in the Sinhalese politicians, they have, everybody. I have seen in my life all the politicians were ready to go more than 13 plus. Mahinda Rajapaksa, Chandrika Bandaranaike, and Ranil Wickramasinghe, but it has never happened. So how I as a human being, as a citizen from southern Sri Lanka, I say, it's up to you to decide. I know Tamil people have gone a lot of under hardships, and I don't want you to, as a person, I don't want to give any false hopes.
Paradise என்கின்ற இந்த திரைப்படம் என்ன விடயங்களை சொல்ல வருகிறது? அதிலே ராமாயணத்தில் குறிப்பாக ராவணனுடைய குகையை நீங்கள் ஆரம்பத்திலே அதனுடைய ட்ரெய்லரிலே சொல்லப்படுகிறது. அதுக்கு பின்னர் அந்த கதையினுடைய ஓட்டம், இந்த திரைப்படத்தை இந்த காலத்தில், இந்த களத்தில், அதிலும் குறிப்பாக இந்த போராட்டங்கள் நடைபெற்ற அறகலைய போன்ற விடயங்களையும் எடுத்து வந்திருக்கிறீர்கள். பாரடைஸ் திரைப்படம் என்ன விடயத்தை வெளிப்படுத்துவதற்காக நீங்கள் உருவாக்கி இருக்கிறீர்கள் என்று சொல்லுங்களேன்.
The story of Paradise happens during the financial crisis in year 2022. It revolves around Indian couple who comes to Sri Lanka to spend their 5th wedding anniversary, and they have planned a Ramayana tour. Many Indians comes to Sri Lanka following this mythological Ramayana story. So the film is about, it's about what happens to this couple and their relationship when certain the crisis, when it affects them also, a situation, when it affects them, when they are facing a situation, so how does they are going to face it? So it's about, human relationship. It's about, because I believe we can truly understand humans in a relationship, how we behave in a relationship. And same time, I believe that this kind of anarchic situation, eruptions, economic eruptions, or the wars, civil wars, all these situations brings, the real ourselves. Let's say, if I give example, a war situation, you may have seen or you may have heard stories which happened during the war. Extreme situations, and extreme situations force us to behave certain ways. So my task is to probe that human relationship, the human psyche, and bring out certain truth about our life. And I must add here also, I have seen, and I'm part of not only I have seen, I'm part of the middle class in Sri Lanka, and I have seen Indian middle class. We have been indifferent to what's happening around us. Let's say people have been living with a war, being indifferent to it. We try not to see. We try not to affected by it because it's not happening to us. So, but the economic crisis in Sri Lanka affected everybody. And here the story, though they are Indians, though they don't have anything to do with the Sri Lankan politics, how it affects them. So that is the film Paradise.
இந்த திரைப்படத்தில் மணிரத்னம் அவர்கள் மிகப்பெரிய ஒரு இயக்குனர். அவர் இந்த திரைப்படத்தை வெளியிடுகிறார். மணிரத்னம் அவர்களுக்கும் உங்களுக்கும் இடையில் ஏற்பட்ட உறவு, நெருக்கம், அதை சற்று விவரிப்பீர்களா?
When I saw Mount Ragam in the 80s, it made a big impact on me. The music, the storyline, the acting, and it was a kind of a new, like a breath of fresh air. So I have been following Mr. Mani Ratnam's career and his films. Before that, I have seen Mr. Balu Mahendra's films, which I liked very much. Films like Aliyada Kolanga. So and then Mr. Mani Ratnam was making films quite often, and he's a prolific filmmaker. So I have been following him, and after I made my second film, I did all my post-production in Chennai. And these films are edited by Shrikar Prasad, both our films. And so he connected with me and Mr. Mani Ratnam. And so he came to see my previews, and I went to see his previews. So after seeing the Paradise, he said he liked the film very much. And I asked him whether you would like to present the film under your esteemed banner, Madras Talkies. And willingly he agreed. and I am grateful for him for that. Okay. So that's how the working relationship started.
ஆம், நிச்சயமாக மணிரத்னம் அவர்கள் உங்கள் படத்தை பார்த்து அந்த திரைப்படத்தை நான் வெளியிடுவதில் பெருமை அடைகிறேன் என்று சொன்னால், நிச்சயமாக இந்த திரைப்படத்தை உலகளாவிய ரீதியில் எல்லோரும் பார்க்க வேண்டும் என்ற வேண்டுகோளை விடுக்கின்ற இதே வேளையில் இந்த திரைப்படத்தில் நடித்தவர்கள், நடிகர்கள், அவர்களுடைய தனித்துவங்களை பற்றி கொஞ்சம் சொல்லுங்களேன்.
To the lead actors of the film, Roshan Matthews and Darshana Rajendran, they are well-known actors in Kerala, and both of them are fluent in Tamil also because they studied in Chennai. So they were wonderful. They are professional, and they actually, I must say, made a excellent kind of impact on all the other actors and technicians because they were thorough professionals. And from Sri Lanka, a well-known actor Mahendra Perera and Sean Fernando, who acted in Ponniyin Selvan 1, they are taking part in this film, supporting as a supporting cast. And I'm very happy that the cast, the Tamil cast of this film, actually they are not actors. Most of them, 99%, they are not actors. They are actually from the estates of Matale district. And I invited them to act in this film, as themselves, and to tell their story. And I promised them that no one is telling your real story. The hardships of, upcountry Indian Tamil population, the issues. So in this part, the film, it's a kind of there's a layer of that, the issues of the upcountry Tamils. So please accept and act in this film. So the non-professional actors from the states, they took part in the film, and I am grateful to them. They did a wonderful job, and I am happy to bring at least a kind of a small amount of the reality of their hard life.
இந்த திரைப்படம் பல விருதுகளை பெற்றிருக்கிறது. குறிப்பாக சிட்னி திரைப்பட விழாவில் காண்பிக்கப்பட்டது. வருகிற வாரங்களில் மெல்பர்னிலும் காண்பிக்கப்படவிருப்பதாக குறிப்பிடப்படுகிறது. இந்த திரைப்படத்துக்கு கிடைத்த விருதுகளை பற்றி சொல்லுங்களேன்.
Okay, so it's when I say it, it will be like talking about accolades and awards. It will be like blowing one's own trumpet. So, but because I've been asked to do so, I'll tell that the film won the best film at Busan International Film Festival in Korea. Then it won the audience award at Las Palmas Film Festival in Spain, and in France at Vesoul Film Festival, it won the Young Jury Award. Apart from that, it has been nominated 9 times, or that we have got 9 nominations, and still it's traveling in the festival circuit. And 28, as you mentioned earlier, it will be releasing. Probably it may release in Australia also, but definitely it will be releasing in India, Middle East, and Canada, and other countries. And here I would like to take 1 minute, and I have to add something. I'm following the filmmakers who make films. Living in Paris and Canada, and I appreciate their work. They are so. Pradeep and Ravindran from France is one of them, and Lenin Sivan from Canada is one of them. And I believe that because you are the diaspora, you have enlarged the Sri Lankan geographical market, or I should say market geography. So I hope there will be filmmakers from the diaspora in future. Not only filmmakers, actors, actresses, technicians. I hope there will be more people. And I should say that this film will be releasing in Jaffna and Vaunia from the 5th of July for a limited time, for 1 week. and I hope I'll be going to Jaffna to have this special screening and meet my friends after a long time.
இந்த திரைப்படத்தினுடைய முன்னோட்டத்தை பார்க்கிற பொழுது இந்த திரைப்படத்தில் பயன்படுத்தப்பட்டுள்ள மொழியாடல் என்பது அதிகம் ஆங்கிலம் இருக்கிறது. அந்த மொழியாடல் பயன்படுத்தப்பட்ட மொழியாடலை பற்றி சற்று சொல்லுவீர்களா?
Yeah, so the film has 5 languages in the film. It's English, Malayalam, Hindi, Tamil, Sinhala. So it's a multilingual film. Okay, so it's a multilingual and subtitle in English. So there, it's a not only it's a cannot call Sinhala. It's a multilingual film, like our country.
நிறைவாக இந்த திரைப்படத்தை எல்லோரும் பார்க்க வேண்டும் என்ற வேண்டுகோளை விடுக்கிற அதே வேளையில் உங்களுடைய வேண்டுகோள் தமிழர்கள், சிங்களவர்கள், குறிப்பாக புலம்பெயர்ந்து வாழ்கின்ற இலங்கையர்களுக்கு இந்த திரைப்படத்தில் என்ன இருக்கிறது, அவர்களுக்கு நீங்கள் விடுக்கும் வேண்டுகோள் என்னவாக இருக்கும்?
I would like to tell Sri Lankan diaspora living abroad. I mean, we live in a world today that's in a global world because of the unsavory, unpalatable things happened in Sri Lanka. Most of them were forced to leave from Sri Lanka, from their motherland. So, as a filmmaker, what I am trying to do is to say to you, still, there are people in Sri Lanka that with conscious, and who believe in, that our strength lies in the diversity. So to tell you that it's not, I'm not the only one from the South. There are so many other artists who believe in this, that I believe that art could bind people who have been demarcated by politicians, because we bring certain truths that the politicians have, or they are to tell to you. So I'll appreciate when the film is released, please have a look at it, judge yourself, and I'm thankful, and I'll be traveling probably to Australia. Already we had a screening in Sydney, and future also I'll be coming, and I hope to meet you personally also.
நன்றி பிரசன்ன விதானகி அவர்களே. உங்களுடைய திரைப்பட துறையினுடைய இந்த வளர்ச்சி என்பது மட்டுமல்ல, நீங்கள் தமிழர் சிங்களவர் என்ற பாகுபாடு இல்லாமல் இந்த துறை வளர்ச்சியில் எங்களுடைய திரைப்பட கலைஞர்களையும் சந்தித்து அவர்களையும் அரவணைத்து செல்கின்ற பாங்கு என்பது ஒரு நல்ல ஒரு எதிர்காலத்தை திரைப்படத்துறைக்கு ஏற்படுத்தும் என்று நம்புகிறேன். நிகழ்ச்சியில் கலந்து கொண்டு இந்த திரைப்படத்தை மிக ஆர்வத்தோடு பார்ப்பதற்கு ஆவலாக காத்திருக்கிறேன் என்று கூறி விடைபெற்றுக் கொள்கிறேன். நன்றி, வணக்கம்.
நன்றி, வணக்கம்.